I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to who I am. And I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really important.
Buddy, buckle up and get ready, because the WNBA has reportedly been shaken by what could be one of the most explosive and high-stakes locker room controversies in recent sports history. The internet is going absolutely wild, social media is in complete chaos, and the league office is allegedly scrambling behind the scenes to contain the situation. If you thought the on-court rivalries this season were intense, you haven't witnessed anything like what supposedly happened next. Today, we're diving into a story so shocking, outrageous, and unbelievable that fans are already calling it a potential turning point for the entire league. We're talking about reports of a stunning confrontation in which veteran star Brittney Griner allegedly went after generational rookie sensation Caitlin Clark, sending shockwaves through teams across the country. When Indiana Fever powerhouse Sophie Cunningham learned what was happening, she didn't simply step in, she reportedly went completely nuclear. Cunningham allegedly put everything on the line, stood firmly in Clark's defense, and brought the entire controversy into the public spotlight. But instead of receiving praise for standing up for her teammate, the fallout allegedly produced one of the most controversial punishments in sports history. Sophie Cunningham was banned.
Against biological men. That's what she talked about. She was asked to expand on the quote when meeting with the media on Wednesday, and she made it clear that's how she feels. Quote, "I said what I said," Cunningham told reporters. But rather than me just saying that, let's hear from Sophie Cunningham herself. Listen to what she had to say.
Talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
I stand with Sophie Cunningham. I stand with Riley Gaines.
Don't miss a single moment of this video, buddy, because we're going deep into every detail surrounding the leaked comments and the intense retaliation that reportedly followed the league's punishment. To understand what happened, you have to recognize just how much jealousy, pressure, and tension had allegedly been building behind the scenes throughout the entire year. Ever since Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA, the attention surrounding the league has been dramatically transformed by her presence. Television ratings surged, arenas were packed, and media coverage increasingly centered around the Indiana Fever and their rising star. But away from the cameras, some league veterans were reportedly becoming increasingly frustrated, with tensions allegedly approaching their breaking point.
Yeah, I think it has been so fun. I played with BG for 6 years, and so I know her like the back of my hand, and as of late, she's been playing really good. She's been playing like OG Brittney, and so we have our hands full down in the paint. I really think actually Connecticut is playing really good as a whole. I think everyone's playing their role really well from top to bottom. They don't go out there and do anything outside of what they do, and that makes it difficult. And so, yeah, you can look at standings and where they're at in the league, but when you do that in this league, you're going to get beat by 50. And so we have one more game before break, and we cannot take this game lightly at all. And so we have to come out with following our scout, following our game plan offensively, making them play us into what we do. But BG's a load for anybody.
Last one I have, Sophie. How do you, navigate a climate where whatever you say, people are going to say, well, this means you're automatically in this box or this label or that label, politically, morally, whatever?
I really don't care. I know that sounds bad, and I'm not trying to come off like that, but I do think, everyone always is coming at it as a negative. Well, me coming out with that, there's so many people who are coming out with the positive, saying, you know what, finally someone has said something, and I don't really look at either side of those, because I know whatever I say, I'm going to get hate and I'm going to get love, and if I'm going to live by the love, I'm going to die by the hate, and that's just not.
According to explosive insider accounts allegedly leaked by arena security and team staff, the situation reportedly reached its breaking point immediately following a grueling and physical matchup between the Indiana Fever and the Phoenix Mercury. As the players headed through the narrow backstage corridors toward their respective locker rooms, witness accounts claimed that Brittney Griner confronted Caitlin Clark, questioning her place in the league while allegedly stepping into her path and preventing her from moving forward. Clark, who has generally remained composed away from the court, suddenly found herself caught in an extremely tense and hostile situation, with no security personnel reportedly stepping in to intervene. The veteran power dynamic appeared to be on full display, and according to the reports, nobody seemed willing to speak up or challenge what was happening. That changed when one of women's basketball's toughest enforcers came through those double doors. Buddy, if there's one rule fans have learned about the WNBA, it's simple. You don't mess with Caitlin Clark when Sophie Cunningham is nearby. The instant Cunningham allegedly saw Griner confronting Clark, any chance of diplomacy reportedly disappeared. Sophie didn't hesitate for even a moment. She rushed down the hallway, positioned herself directly between the 6'9" center and Clark, and allegedly delivered a physical shove that left everyone nearby completely stunned.
Brittney Griner walks into Caitlin Clark and just shoves her, and then got called for a foul. So Caitlin's just trying to, like, how exactly is a foul on Caitlin Clark? Like, how exactly is that a foul on Caitlin Clark? Response is that we're younger class. Let's not be crazy here. Freedom of movement rules, you can't block a cutter, which is what she tried to do. Again, exactly what she tried to do. It doesn't matter. If Brittney Griner walks into Caitlin Clark, yes, she bumped the cutter. That is a foul on Caitlin Clark. Brittney Griner shoved her. Brittney Griner saw that Caitlin Clark was in her way and shoved her. Like, I'm sorry, Brittney Griner initiates the contact and follows through. I'm sorry, like, if Brittney Griner walks into Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark has her two hands up, yes, it's a foul on Caitlin Clark. It doesn't count. That's like saying if I don't know, I see somebody that's doing something wrong, so I rugby tackle, doing in an illegal defensive position, so I rugby tackle them. Or I see I don't know, it's like being an offensive player and you're about to get hit by a moving screen. So instead of getting hit by a moving screen and drawing the foul, you decide to turn and shove the person setting the screen. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Freedom of movement does not allow you to stop before contact and shove somebody. Like, it is what it is, and I'm being real. Like, this whistle is horrendously awful. Like, this is minimum flagrant one. And again, when we're talking about this could be, I don't know. Look, I don't know about Brittney Griner's intent here, because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, she did the exact same thing as Caitlin Clark did to Veronica Burton. The difference is that she's obviously taller. And is there a level of responsibility that you have to have when you're a little bit taller? Yeah, there is. There absolutely is a greater level of responsibility. If you agree this is some bullshit, subscribe. We are trying to get to 60k as soon as possible. We're on 59.6k right now. Thank you guys so much for all the support, by the way. Like, nearly 100 subscribers in the last day. But we're...
Her voice reportedly echoed across the arena floor as she shouted, "You think you can intimidate her just because the entire world is watching? Try touching her again and find out what happens." To Cunningham, any attack on Caitlin Clark was viewed as an attack on the entire Fever squad. It was a powerful display of loyalty and standing up for a teammate when it mattered most. For a brief moment, the tables had completely turned, and the momentum appeared to swing straight back toward Indiana. Griner was reportedly forced to retreat, while security finally stepped in and brought the immediate confrontation under control. But Sophie had no idea that the physical confrontation was only the beginning, because the real battle was about to unfold.
There for their entertainment. You are! The whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either my performance or some light racism. But here's where I'm going with this. So the WNBA says they want to get paid more. They're saying this year they're going to make $1 billion. That's what they're saying, okay? For the first time ever. Now that Caitlin Clark is hurt for 2 weeks, did you see ticket prices? Insane. Let me read you the ticket prices. After Caitlin Clark's been hurt for 2 weeks. All right, so let's go through this. Caitlin Clark absence is having an immediate impact beyond the court. According to data shared by Yahoo Sports via TickPick, prices for 2 specific Indiana Fever away games against the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics dropped sharply after Clark was sidelined. Before the injury, the lowest ticket available for Fever's matchup in Chicago was $86. For the game in Washington, fans needed at least $41 to get in. After the news of Clark's absence, Those get-in prices fell to $25 from $86 and $14 from $41. What the hell is going on with WNBA that they cannot handle all this attention that they're getting, as well as the hate and anger towards Caitlin Clark?
First things first. Respectfully, Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about. Especially something like this. Fans in every sport. She described the fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. That's how fans act in every arena. In every arena. So, and then when you clearly...
This is where the story takes its most unbelievable and frustrating turn yet, buddy. You would assume that after such a serious confrontation, the league office would investigate the alleged veteran aggression, address the source of the tension, and issue a strong warning, right? Apparently not. Instead of dealing with the underlying controversy, league officials allegedly went into full damage control mode. They were reportedly worried about the enormous public relations disaster that could follow if fans discovered that a major star had allegedly been involved in intimidating a rookie behind closed doors. So what happened next? Instead of confronting the alleged problem, they reportedly chose to punish the person who had spoken out. In an emergency executive decision that reportedly shocked the basketball world, the league allegedly issued Sophie Cunningham an immediate indefinite suspension and temporary ban. The stated reasoning was conduct detrimental to the game and escalating an unverified physical confrontation. They punished the defender. They effectively silenced one of Caitlin Clark's most outspoken supporters in an attempt to preserve the existing order. Once the news spread, the basketball community erupted. Fans reportedly began pushing viral petitions calling for Sophie's return. Current and former players posted cryptic messages on social media that appeared to highlight what many viewed as inconsistencies in league discipline. Major sports commentators also criticized the league's leadership, accusing officials of attempting to bury deeper locker room problems instead of confronting them. Buddy, the irony here is absolutely explosive. If the league really intended to quiet the controversy by punishing Sophie Cunningham, it may have achieved the exact opposite. Instead, the decision reportedly ignited an even bigger reaction from the fan base. The Fever locker room appears more united than ever. Caitlin Clark is playing with an enormous chip on her shoulder, and the fans are making it clear they aren't willing to stay silent.
What the referees are doing. I don't know what they're doing. This is like the second or third time this has happened with Caitlin Clark, where there's been no calls on cheap shots. Like, there has been no calls on cheap shots. It's not even a regular foul. And the problem is that just like the Wemby and Jalen Brunson situation, where Jalen Brunson basically goes and shoots a three, Wemby puts his foot under Jalen Brunson, and it's not called as a foul because they know if they call it as a foul, they have to upgrade it. Like, I'm sorry. This is a call that is minimum flagrant 1. This is a harsh flagrant 2, a justified flagrant 1, and a how the fuck is this a common foul? But how is it that in that scenario, you come out with a no call? Like, this is a flagrant. I'm not going to say flagrant 1.5 because that means it's equally between flagrant 1 and flagrant 2. I'll give it a flagrant 1.25. A flagrant 1.25 foul. Like, would have been an extremely harsh ejection, but I've seen people be ejected for less. Because it's to the head. If this was to the chest, bending down and shoulder charging, they've already shown. When Caitlin Clark did it, it was a flagrant 1. When Caitlin Clark did it, it was a flagrant 1. That is the precedent that's been set. And now you're allowed not only do the same thing to Caitlin Clark and it's a no call, you're allowed to do it to Caitlin Clark's jaw.
This has gone far beyond one game or a single confrontation in a hallway. At this point, the bigger questions are about fairness, respect, accountability, and protecting the future of women's basketball. Now I want to hear from you, buddy. Do you believe the reported suspension of Sophie Cunningham could become one of the biggest controversies in WNBA history? And if Brittney Griner was responsible for starting the confrontation, should she also face an immediate suspension? Share your strongest, most honest opinions in the comments section right now. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button, send this video to every basketball fan you know, and subscribe for more explosive WNBA stories, reactions, and updates. I'll see you in the next video, buddy.